I'm Stanley Painter with Court TV, and I've been talking to True Crime Rocket Science.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't hear. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Since Suzanne Morphew's autopsy report was released a couple of days ago, you can imagine if some of us had some questions for the man formerly charged with her murder. Well, the authorities probably do too. But what about family members? Well, a couple of days ago, Barry Morphew was seen sneaking into a memorial service at a church in Indiana. It was actually arranged by his daughters. And one has to wonder what Suzanne's family think about all this. Have they not confronted Barry? Have they not asked him questions? Before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you're enjoying this analysis, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button, and let's get started. So, the Daily Mail has taken some photos of guests arriving at a celebration of life at Trinity Baptist Church in Westgate, Indiana. That's quite close to the small town of Noblesville, where Suzanne grew up. Barry apparently pitched up at the ceremony. He did so in such a secret way, and so did his daughters, that the Daily Mail paparazzi weren't even able to capture a photo of Barry. But the point is, he was there, and it's quite amazing that he showed up where Suzanne's family members would have been. Now, on the CBI's website, they say additional information can't be shared because, quote, this is an active investigation. Well, who do you think they're investigating? If the authorities do want to ask Barry a few questions, he has long since left Colorado, but surprise, surprise, he doesn't seem to be in Indiana. It's hard to say. He was at the memorial service or the celebration of life service, but he's since been spotted in other places as well. In this image on Instagram, if it's accurate, Barry is in Phoenix, Arizona, unless he was just passing through on his way to Indiana. Indiana is the state where Barry and Suzanne originally met, fell in love, and married. And I think they actually met on a golf course. That's actually where things started happening. I think that's also where they had their first kiss. Now, it's also possible that Barry was, as I say, just passing through Phoenix, but whether he was there permanently or temporarily, Barry does seem to have been on the move since leaving Colorado. It'll be interesting to know whether the cops ever seized Barry's phone subsequent to May 10th and what the extent of their monitoring was. One aspect in this case that's definitely a mystery is A, when was Suzanne's body buried near Moffat? And B, how did that happen? And what vehicle was used? The clothing found at the scene also raises several questions. What was Barry's version of events about what happened on May 9th? Another thing that's quite interesting is the Crested Butte hoodie that Suzanne is seen in a photograph wearing. She's actually appears right next to her mother-in-law, Barry's mother, in the kitchen in that particular image. Quite ironic. If you look carefully at the details, Suzanne's phone shows some weird activity on May 9th. At 11:14 a.m., there's a second password reset from Facebook. Interestingly, even some friends of Suzanne felt her Facebook may have been hacked. If her Facebook was hacked, why not her phone as well? And would that hacking take place while she was alive? Suzanne also asked Barry twice whether he wants to hike, when it seems unlikely she would want to do that after she'd said on the 6th, I'm done, let's sort this out civilly. She'd said that just days earlier. If it seems like Barry's phone might provide a clue to his whereabouts on the night of May 9th, did did he head towards Moffat, right? The answer is that his phone pinged 210 times close to the home on Puma Path, 210 times, compared to 0 to 2 locations in the week prior. His phone, whatever he was doing, certainly appeared a lot busier than usual around this time that Suzanne disappeared. He said that he was chasing chipmunks, I believe. That was his explanation. If the authorities do decide to question Barry again, what might they ask him? Perhaps Barry should be asked about Suzanne's cycling shoes. Where did he last see them? Were they taken by the authorities in a warrant? What color were they? How many did she have? Also, does he know of any hunters in the area who were unusually big fans of using tranquilizer guns? I mean, besides himself. Now, I do briefly want to refer to page 33, 34 and part of 35 of the affidavit dealing with Barry's phone and other GPS sources. It reads, for the context of examining data from Barry's phone, a comparison of the locations from his Ford F-350 as gathered from the return of the search warrant for telematics, together with the Verizon return from Suzanne's phone per search warrant return, are included by Special Agent Grussing for the dates May 5th through May 10th. And so you see how it is sort of bookended to May 10th. One does wonder whether they need to extend that period to some additional period. Obviously, it's hard to say to what additional period. In any event, on May 6, 2020, Barry called Suzanne 6 consecutive times between 8:06 a.m. and 8:13 a.m. before she sent the aforementioned "I'm done." She wrote, "I'm done. Let's handle this civilly." That message was sent at 10:13 a.m. So it seems like there was some kind of incident between them. So quite a lot of phoning. One can only imagine what was going on directly, what they were saying to one another. And then she sends an "I'm done," which suggests she doesn't want to talk to him, let alone go with him on a hike. That message was recovered from RMRCFL as a deleted image from Barry's phone. That's a very important piece of evidence that was actually recovered almost in an accidental way. So why was that not on her phone? How was that removed from her phone? Well, of course, we don't have her phone, but it doesn't seem to have been on her the call logs of her phone either. One would imagine would have been there. On May 6, 2020, from 2:43 p.m. to 5 p.m., Suzanne received 4 messages deleted from Barry's phone prior to seizure of his phone on May 13, 2020, from Barry, which referenced, he said, "When I'm dead, I'm going to see my Savior, and this life on earth is a mere grain of sand compared to eternity." The location activities registered for Barry's phone were abnormally high in frequency during the late nights and early morning hours of May 8 to 9, 2020, and May 9 to 10, 2020, while at the Morphew residence. Anyway, I'm not going to take it further than that. I am heading to Colorado to attend that tree planting at the Moffat site. I think that'll be on Mother's Day. And so I'll be headed that way around about the 10th or the 11th of this month. So that's where I'm headed next. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.